Alex, let's just get right into it. Let's bring him in.
All right. I might be giving it away a little bit, but he was a 7th-round selection by our Buffalo Bills in 2008, 224th overall. Wide receiver out of the University of Kentucky, was with the Bills from 2008 to 2013, led the team in receiving from 2010 through 2012, and was the first Bill to ever have 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Was a fan favorite, especially to me, before he was traded to the 49ers in 2014, which 16-year-old me was very upset. And now he is a varsity head football coach at his alma mater, Rodriguez High School in Fairfield, California. Mr. Why So Serious himself. I'm all about my Bills like Stevie Johnson.
Yeah! Let's go, man. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pay you back later for that.
Oh, but how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It feels good to be on the show. Thanks for having me first and foremost. And this is what it's about, man. Just chopping it up and providing for the fans.
Oh, amazing, man. It was also a simple DM, man. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. You did it. I was like, no, man. I was like, no, it's Stevie, man. I was like, I gotta go. Like, this is an honor, man. So today, like, what's Stevie up to today?
Man, so yeah, like was said early, I just got out of the high school football season. That was a pretty good experience for myself to get back into the community and especially back to where I graduated from. So it was good to see the kids and just be back around that football environment. After retiring. I just kept to myself with my family and, just focused on that.
Oh, it's amazing, man. It's awesome. Really is. Now we're going to get to We're going to hit you with some questions, man. So, Alex, I want you to take this first one. What you got?
So I wanted to just go back to, your high school and going into college playing days. So kind of like just your recruiting process and like who were you strongly considering coming out of high school, and why did you end up at Kentucky?
Yeah, good question. So my whole high school career, it began at a pretty historic school in Armio, and then Rodriguez High School ended up being built, and there was no history there. So me thinking out of the box, young Stevie, I say, hey, I'm ready to transfer schools to a place where that doesn't have any history, and I want to try to make my own, So me and a couple of my friends ended up transferring over to what's now called Angelo Rodriguez High School, and I did what I was supposed to do. I handled my business in class. I met my best friend, best man at my wedding, Zachary Tiolentino, and he helped me through the process, which is something that I will speak on later, just about, having your community strong and with the positive individuals. But once again, I end up going to transfer into Rodriguez, taking a chance. And, from there, I was recruited by Wyoming. That was the school that I was going to sign to coming out of high school. But unfortunately, I had a science credit that didn't transfer over. So yeah, so with me graduating, I was devastated. So I had to go junior college route, so it was a little bit different. It took a little longer, but that I met a lot of good people in that situation. So it made me stronger, I'll say.
Wow, that's cool. Wow, Wyoming, man. That does sound familiar, but it'll be brought up later. But
right,
you're a little bit teaser.
Right.
But so I want to ask you a little bit about your football career. So what was like the greatest moment in your career, if you could remember?
Well, you got that's another good one, but how do you want me to answer, from on the field or off the field? On the field, I'll say, if you speak about it, Why So Serious is something that everyone seems to love. So I'll just jump on that wagon and say, the comeback against Cincinnati. It was special for us, and it also came about something I didn't know would take off like it did. So that's one. And off the field, just thinking back at all the stuff that I've been through, and then being able to make it to the NFL, actually getting drafted, the 7th round, 224. It seemed like it was number one when I was called, and a lot of people don't really get called. And then coming from, how I came up through the ranks. I didn't go to no camps. I didn't do any special skills camps. I didn't do anything special. I just played ball in high school and didn't even focus on stats then. I never played receiver, and somehow ended up making it through junior college into Kentucky and then on to the Buffalo Bills and having this this life that I get to live now. It's pretty sweet, and it all comes full circle with the coaching and everything, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, well, speaking of that was actually going to be our next subject.
Okay.
Because Kevin, I know he does he's coaching right now for Orchard Park. Orchard Park. So I know Kevin wants to ask you a little bit about that. So
yeah, so Stevie, I just wanted to ask, because this is my first year coaching, and with COVID and everything, it's been kind of crazy. Just wanted to ask, if you have any tips, tricks, any advice, anything would be awesome.
Yeah, man. Like you, I just finished up my first year in coaching. So man, congrats to you. Congrats on getting the job. You got you're in a pretty good position to lead a lot of young men, and by example, and that's pretty cool. So just one tip I would say is like kind of off the record, get comfortable with surprises, basically, because there may be surprises that happen when it comes to maybe grades, maybe injuries. Maybe you think this one kid was this talented and he may not have been. You may have to switch people around. Just be ready for surprises and don't take it too personal. These kids are really in a situation in their life where this never happened. COVID, like something wild like this never happened before. So it's special. Remember that. I always reminded my guys, we've just wrapped our season up, and it's special either way it goes. Because they're the first to be able to play a season through something like this, where the season was on, it was off, may not happen, then we have one. Just being able to persevere, remind them about that every day.
Absolutely, for sure.
Oh yeah, I also have a connection with ProBook Sports, and it's something that it pretty much the easy button for coaches. So after this, we'll have to connect on the email and all that, and I have to connect all your coaches with the ProBook, because it keeps the families, it keeps the coaches. When you exchange film, if you got group meetings, social boards, everything's within this app. So that'll be really helpful for you. It wasn't out when I started my career, my high school coaching, but you're right on time for it.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Definitely.
Yeah, just to follow up too, just kind of going back to your time in Buffalo, a guy who gets talked about a lot lately, Ryan Fitzpatrick, for his time in Miami, and now he's looking like the starting quarterback for Washington. I just wanted to go into, your relationship with him, and, do you guys still stay in contact, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I was just sending him a congrats, and I also was talking with him because he spent some time with Lynn Bowden, who's from Kentucky, and they were out in Miami together. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, man, Fitz is, as long as he's healthy, I'm looking to see him play for probably another 19 years.
No doubt. Right. For the rest of the league.
And I say that kind of as a joke, but then at the same time, it's a blessing for a lot of players like myself, or younger guys, or guys who's a little bit different, because Fitz is a different kind of quarterback. His mindset is he's going to give you an opportunity. It's something that's taken lightly in a sense, because you don't necessarily have quarterbacks that will be on the player side. You really have quarterbacks that's trying to listen to what the offensive coordinator is telling you, what the head coach pretty much wants you to do. Strictly onto that, and receivers got to follow suit. With Fitz, in a sense, he's like, hey, however you can get it done, I'm gonna be able to adjust to you, and I'm gonna give you the opportunity. I'm gonna make it happen, whether I got to run here, throw off my back foot, if I got a slide protection a certain way, he sacrifices that time for you, and it's great for for receivers. So as long as he's playing, there's gonna be somebody getting blessed.
To kind of piggyback off that last point that you were making, other than Fitz, obviously you had your 3 best seasons with Fitz. Was there another QB that you felt really comfortable running routes for, and you knew that when you broke, the ball was going to be there every single time?
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick was another one. So
okay,
yeah. When I ended up getting traded to San Francisco, it was a bittersweet moment. I think we all felt the same. But it's right back to handling biz, and coming in, his arm was super strong, like just throwing lasers. I heard a story where he ended up swelling one of the receivers' eye, broke some fingers. Yeah, it's crazy. So I got in there, and I run my routes a little different. So I'm not trying to get my head took off by.
right.
I give Kaepernick the props of having that second best quarterback position, because I hit him up and he went to work out with me, unscheduled, untimed, and we put in like maybe 3 hours, just chilling and straight routes and just walking through routes. And after that one off session, we was just clicking. Like our connection was good. So I give him a lot of respect for that, because he didn't have to do that at that time too. He was like super Showtime and all the way out there with the media. So he didn't really have to spend that time, but he did, and it paid off for us.
And then obviously, like you were kind of leading on to, it probably more important for you guys to get that immediate connection with the unorthodox way you run your routes, right?
Right, exactly. And that also helped me be able to teach, the kids that I went to teach this past year, because I was only coaching in high school 1 year. Just wanted to get that vibe and that experience. But that situation with Kaepernick being able to ask that grown man in whatever situation he was in, that let's do some extra work, I'm able to tell that to kids with a whole heart, instead of just trying to preach what people already know, get the extra work in, etc. But I'm able to really be living proof that it really works. So it's pretty sweet. I got a kid now he may be going to college in August. So it's pretty cool to see it. Him putting everything to work.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
All right, so I mean, I'm gonna jump back into this too. I'm gonna go back to more of like your football career and stuff. Yeah. So like, why the number 13? Is there a story behind it?
The official story was I was at Kentucky, and they was like, all right, we only have 80 numbers, 81, 82, something, all the regular numbers. And then when he was like, oh yeah, we got this 13 also, like it was just a joke or something, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I want that 13. I want to take that one, third. I'm thinking I'm solid with it. Like, okay, it ain't about the luck, it's hard work. You know what I mean? You work hard, things happen, or there's a bigger chance that things positive will happen. So I ended up taking on that 13, and plus, it looked like a B. And my high school sweetheart, my wife, my lady, she was with me all the way through it. She I was just like, yo, she there with me. It's just me and her. I'm out there on the field playing for her. And I chose 13 and stuck with it.
That's beautiful, man. Honestly. All right. So also I got a follow-up question with Alex. Alex, what do you got?
So I just wanted to ask, because some of my favorite moments of watching you play were when you just completely basically owned Darrelle Revis. So what did you do differently that just none of the other receivers in the league could do to beat him? Because he shut down everyone else, but you always had his number.
Man, you know what? To be honest, I didn't even do anything special. I didn't do nothing. I didn't spend no extra time in film watching them. I just, once we lock into a DB, I'll just look at him for maybe a minute, maybe less than that, and I will understand what type of defensive back they are, and I will know how to beat them. With Revis, as soon as I turned the film on, actually you didn't even have to turn on the film. You watch ESPN and they just talking about all the receivers that he locked down
all the time.
Yeah, so some of them, well, not some of them, a lot of them on there are my favorite receivers. So I'm gonna go check it out and see, all right, how are you locking down my dudes like that? And what I seen was, everybody was kind of quick twitch or just like real basic with him, you know. So I was like, all right, you just got to be patient, do a lot of distractive stuff, and then boom, get to where you need to go. So that that was it, you know. So if you see a lot of the routes against him, I wasn't really running like 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to cut here or do a little quick. He's better. He's good enough to stop the simple kind of good stuff. But I understand that DBs aren't trained to play against the way I'm thinking. So I'm doing this. I'm wiggling something. But 1, 2, 3, I'm wiggling, but I'm gaining my depth on him. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, all he had to do was wait and see what was going to happen. And by then, he already a second too late. So. You know, it wasn't really nothing too difficult for me. And I give a lot of credit to Fitz because he had to, you know, obviously maneuver in the pocket and give me some of that time, you know. So that's that Fitz in the line, offensive line.
Ooh,
Sure.
cool. Now we also have one more follow. Zach, you got a follow up to that?
Yeah, so we were talking about how good you were doing against some of the best corners, 8, 9 years ago. How good do you think you would be against today's corners? And also, is there a receiver in the league that you think, kind of looks like the way you used to play?
Yeah, I feel like I can go out there and get maybe 3 or 4 first downs still. I know how to read the zones and all that, but yeah, my days are through. Since my knees got shut, since the things happened to my knees is I don't even want to think about what may happen, and go back through that again. But to answer about the new receivers, my favorite by far is Keenan Allen. The way he attacks DBs, the way he attacks the game. I spent my time after the 49ers with the Chargers and, got to really work and see him every day. And, the kid is a machine. He's an alien, I would say. Y'all know me for the alien ways, but
yeah,
I give full props to Keenan Allen, man. He's a technician in his routes and he's different in his routes. So he's got the best of both worlds. Plus he's physical and he's got the mindset, he's a dog.
All right. So now I'm getting some comments right now, and I know people probably want to know actually what's going to be our next question. So probably got about 2 more questions. We got this one, and then we're going to end off with some little fun questions. So now the question is, what do you think of Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs right now? And then another person right here commented, I'm going to put it up for us. He said thoughts on Diggs in the first year. So what do you think of Diggs' first year with the Bills? And basically, answer it together,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I started on the Josh Allen thing. When we first drafted him, obviously going back to the high school thing, Wyoming, I'm already loving it, and then I'll check out his tape, and he slings the ball. He's like a Fitzpatrick 2.0, 3.0, if you want to say. So, fast forward, I love the pick, even through whatever bad they had to say about him. I knew he was a playmaker. He gave opportunity. And then now you add Diggs, which was a complete surprise to me that a team would even give up this kid. No injury, no nothing. And then we end up getting him with this playmaking quarterback, with the rest of the guys that we have, with a Beasley, with a John Brown at the time. Like, hold on, are you serious? And boom, I don't think I need to say too much about the kid Diggs. Was he number 1 in the league in catches or
it was number 1 in yards. Number 1 in yards.
Number 1 in yards. You can't say too much bad about a kid that's number 1 in yards and who was let go by a team who all he wanted to do was make better. So I'm glad that he's with our fan base because we know how to take care of him for a lot.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, actually, I got one more good question. There's another good one that just popped up. Let's see, right here. So, are you still involved in anything in the Buffalo area? That's
yeah. Well, actually, that's a great question. I actually going to start my mechanic shop on Grand Island Boulevard. So that should be up and running either May or June. And that's the official business that we'll have. And then along with that, I'll be able to start my skills camps out there. I run an exposure academy out here in California where we do situational camps, for high school, junior college, and youth. And it's a little bit different, but it's fun and it's helpful for the kids. So I'm going to implement that out there in the Buffalo area so I can, always be around to give back.
It's Man, that's amazing. It really is. I'm gonna say amazing the whole time. I mean, that's it. I could maybe change. I could say fantastic. Like I can use my word, but let's finish this off with just a little bit of. I got Zach here. He's gonna ask you some just from fun questions. We end off and then we'll sign off. All right, man.
Yeah, for
All right,
sure.
let's do it. All right, Zach.
All right, Stevie Johnson. We're gonna find a little bit more out about you. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is whatever my wife is cooking. And tonight it was potatoes, stuffed loaded potatoes, broccoli, bacon, chicken.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, did it up. Actually, she got help from my daughters now, so it's whatever the women are cooking in the house.
Oh, absolutely perfect.
Good answer.
What's your favorite city to travel to?
Buffalo for sure. I like coming to the first home game. I want to. That's something that I want to set up too. Every first home game we bring Club HBHF out there and we handle our business and have fun with the city, like they know us for doing.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Hammers Lot. Shout out Pinto Kenny. You recovering from the heart surgery or whatnot.
Yep.
So shout out to the community, man.
What is one of your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory. Let's see. Dang, it's funny because I was just thinking about this with my high school player. I remember riding in the car and my stepdad was telling me, we go sign you up for football. I was terrified. I'm not trying to play football. I don't want to play football at all. I was trying to think of so many excuses in my head. I didn't get to say any, which I'm glad I didn't. But in my mind, I was so terrified. And, it led to my first practice where I wanted to be on the line because I didn't think it was going to be that much hitting. And then I was just running, scoring touchdowns because nobody can catch me, man. So, that's one of my favorites because now I end up becoming a former NFL player.
Perfect. What is your favorite movie or TV show?
We don't watch too much TV, but my favorite movie is from one of my favorite, entertainers, which is Ice Cube, and it's the Friday series. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The creativity, is funny. It's like a household. The sentences are household. You know what I mean? Everybody know them.
Everybody,
and then just the creativity that he's got off the camera, coming from gangster rap to making movies and having his the community uplift things, the big three, so much, you know what I'm saying? So I give props to Ice Cube, and up and coming, I got a Ice Cube since I don't have a TV show, I would say with music is E40, he's doing his thing also.
All right, perfect. That was my follow-up. Next was music, so I'll go right into what was one of your typical off days in the off season? What did that look like, or during the season? Yeah.
Well, shoot, I get up at probably 3 something, get to the facility, around 4, get into the tubs, the hot tubs, cold tub, do all that, the off on, get my workout in, while we watching the film. And then about that time, I fast forward through the football, through the day at the facility. After that, I'm coming back home. I'm chilling with the fam. I get out, go hang out with the guys. You know what I'm saying? And then get back to the crib. And then by that time it's probably like 9 or 8 or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's time to chill with the kids and stuff. Because at that time, when I came into the league, I had Maya, and as we went on, I got 2 more. So, I was handling my business at home.
Mm-hmm. Here's a good one I always like to ask. Who are 3 famous people, dead or alive, who you'd like to have dinner with?
Dang. I would say I would like to sit down and just listen with James Brown. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Malcolm X would be a good one, and Martin Luther King. Just listen to them 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
My last one here is: did you happen to come across the Barstool documentary from that Magic Apartment come playoff season?
No, I didn't. No.
We're gonna send that over to you. That was awesome.
All right.
Dang. Okay. Yeah.
So there was a reason why, you know, like Justin Tucker and stuff were listing field goals. Is because these guys over here were sweeping the legs on the TV, and that's the reason why the field goals were wide. So they were up in the TV doing this, and that's why he missed all those field goals. So
oh my goodness.
Best kicker in the league, you know.
so it's a funny story, but I think that really wraps up our time with Stevie, man. Stevie, thank you so much for doing this, man. It was honestly an honor. Honestly, hey, everyone, give it up for Stevie, man.
Thank you, Stevie. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.